Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel for another tarot pick a card reading. In today's reading we got the vibes set with the candles and the rain outside, so love the ambiance. But we are going to be diving into the person on your mind's current feelings about you and their intentions for the future and currently right now. So that being said, make sure you get yourself into a receptive mode and you can choose your pile. We have our group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Timestamps will be provided below. I'll see you at your time. Hello, Group 1. Let's get started with your tarot pick a card reading about their current feelings for you and their intentions when it comes to this connection. So let's see what cards you got. We have the Ace of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the World, and the Page of Cups. Wow. All right. Clarified by confession, water sign, someone else, and move on. Okay, this is interesting. The message that I'm getting right away. So we have a lot going on here with our tarot cards. Basically, there's a lot of passion that this person seems to have for you. And part of it feels like it's calculated passion. Like, I don't know. There's something about your guys' relationship where this person really feels kingly, or in that kind of space where they feel like they have a lot of respect from you. And I feel like this person has respect for you as well. But I will say with the World and someone else, it does almost feel like this person is not quite sure if they can seal the deal yet. It still feels like their feelings are more on the like lusty side rather than like being fully ready to commit or anything like that. Because we do have move on and Page of Cups. So I feel like this person is typically the kind of person that might be more of a player and more quick to like, you know, have that feeling of lust for somebody and then maybe move on quickly to something else. But it does feel like there was something here that really changed this person about you, like their feelings about you and maybe how you're different than these other types of relationships they have, because we have confession with the Ace of Wands. So there's something here about this that's very different than what they've experienced. And I think there's a part of them that almost feels like they can have you, they can hold you, they can touch you, but there is a part of them, like I said, that is very rooted in the part of the relationship that keeps them in a certain position, in a higher position. So I don't necessarily feel like I said, they don't respect you or something like that, but I think this person is used to getting their way and not having to really give too much at this point in their life. Like they know kind of the strings to pull in order to get what they want, essentially. So this person's current feelings towards you do show that they, you know, worry about you choosing someone else. But then I think this person can also very prematurely, like I said, end relationships or try to stunt the growth of a relationship because of maybe some fears that they have about commitment. So, I mean, with someone else there, it makes me feel like they're always kind of looking out in the world for different options, for different kinds of people. And I think it's funny because this person seems to be really like well off. Maybe they have a good job or like a good position in society. But with the water sign being paired here, I feel like they do that in an attempt to kind of heal their emotional self, meaning that their emotional self is not always their focus and not always like something that they think about when it comes to goals. Like in their mind, when it comes to goals with someone, it's really about where they can level up and find a new, more secure, better status. So it does feel like this person does lack a little bit of emotional maturity. I mean, we see that with the Page of Cups in the move on card. It does feel like this person can be a little bit of a lost cause, I want to say. So let's pull some clarifiers to just kind of see a little bit more depth to this person. Yeah, we have stuck. Exactly. So there's something about this person that is really stuck in their own ways and really, you know, they're okay to come clean and be like, oh, I have this attraction to you, and oh, like, and being lusty and like having that kind of frivolous conversation about your feelings rather than the real deep conversations. Yeah, we have mystery as well. Yeah, and I feel like this person's feelings that put them in the stance of like going after goals are a mystery to them, and kind of seem mysterious to others. I feel like this is a defined masculine we're talking about that happens to use that to their advantage, though. This makes me think of like a rake that you would call for like a seduction type for man. So I do feel like this person really plays on mystery and maybe seeming like the perfect option, because there's something about their ego that really enjoys that fulfillment of like, oh yes, I'm, liked by this person, or this, something that raises your status. And when you're liked by people and you get mutual kind of attractions for each other, that in a way can raise this person's status. And we do see hurting here. So again, I feel like there's a cycle with another person that this person might be a little bit more focused on than anything. And it sounds like it was a painful sort of situation. Maybe there is someone else from the past that hurt them, but also something about the lines of like why they move on from person to person and focus on other people is because they're worried about the pain that they will feel from a relationship. So again, we have letting go as well. So with move on, letting go, and also the Page of Cups, like I said, I think this person, their main feelings about you are very immature. It's very much like something where it's like, oh, this is really nice, I would love to have it, but like the practicality of this person, ironically enough with the King of Pentacles though, is not quite there yet when it comes to building something emotionally. And that's what I feel like you might not be seeing, and why you might not be super pleased to hear this message is because I think you do want something with them, like you do see a chance with them. But it's one of those things that I don't think you should allow yourself to regret opening up to this person or offering them, even though it feels like you might just be another like strike in their book. It's almost like you needed to experience something like this to realize that this person, like, giving love is never wasted. And even if this person, just kind of like moved on really quickly, or just, had a shift in their interest in you, I wouldn't take it personally at all. It really does feel like this person just has some sort of growth to do. But when somebody like this that has a lot of growth to do and doesn't do it, when they come in contact with people that are willing to do growth, or even it almost makes me think like you wanted to grow with this person and they didn't want to grow, and that made you almost defiant of the fact that you would have to grow in a way that you didn't want to grow, which is separately. So that's kind of what I'm getting here, is that I think this person really pushed you into that power. So let me see really quick some guidance for you, and then we'll pull their current intentions or future intentions when it comes to this relationship. Get some guidance for pile 1. Ooh. Alrighty. We had the end of a tough cycle approaches. And we have show the world the real you. Okay, so like I said, it feels like you have really put yourself, I'm going to say put yourself on blast, but put yourself in a vulnerable position where, you could be rejected, but you still gave your heart and you still, showed this person the real you. And it doesn't mean that they don't like it. Like I said, like I feel like this person has a level of respect for you, but, just because people have respect for you, it doesn't mean that they're ready for an emotional commitment. And that, changes certain things. And it makes me think of like the older you get, the more your preferences and relationships kind of change, because you have experiences that make you kind of realize how important certain things are. So maybe this person, found you really physically attractive and like liked your status in the world, but for some reason they didn't have the emotional capacity for you. That teaches you a new lesson about like, okay, well, this person didn't have that key quality that you didn't really realize was such a key quality until you didn't have it, basically. So, all right, let's pull the intentions for this connection in the future from pile 1's person on their mind. We have ear, which is good news. Angels, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Bird flying, news is on the way. Fox, you will receive a gift. And gavel, involvement with the law. So this makes me feel like, because the good news here, we have the gavel and bird flying, and you'll receive a gift. I feel like all of that relates to this angel here in the spiritual guidance. And part of me, not to take credit for it, but I feel like it is almost going to be a blessing for you to hear what I just told you, because it feels like that is kind of the gift that you're receiving from this relationship. Because in the future, I mean, their current intentions, I feel like they'll sweet talk you. They'll tell you what you want to hear. You know, you might have moments of flattery with them, but at the end of the day, with the gavel here, you're going to realize that where things are unjust and where you are not getting, you know, the depth that you are looking for. And it does feel like at the end of the day, you know that this person is not stable. Like they're not going to stay put. And I think that's the bird flying here too, is there is this symbolism of moving on towards the end of things and maybe just realizing like, yeah, this just isn't right for me. So I know that's not like the most magical message to hear, but sometimes the real ones like this are the most important to hear. So that being said, my group one, I hope this message resonated for you and gave you some clarity on your situation. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more intuitively channeled messages like this. If you're looking to book a reading, try to DM me on Instagram, or you can check out my website, which is always linked down below. But otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Hey group 2, we are going to start your tarot pick a card reading, all about their current thoughts of you and feelings as well. And then we are going to dive into their current intentions or future intentions when it comes to this relationship. So let's dive into the cards I already pulled. We have the Lovers. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Four of Pentacles. And then to clarify, we have divorce, cycles, give it time, and yes. Okay, so it feels like this person is holding on to you. That was kind of the first thing that I wanted to say. It feels like they see you as a very treasured person. And I think you can challenge this person a lot and bring them to like conclusions that I don't think that they would have considered on their own. This person seems to come up with their own mind space. Like they have certain rhythms that they think in, basically. With the Queen of Swords here in cycles, they definitely have some sort of momentum to their thoughts that really like they ride that wave essentially. But with divorce and lovers has a lot to do with making a connection from the other side. I mean, the Lovers is Gemini energy. Gemini has all to do with thinking, opinions, and coming to conclusions, but the Lovers add this extra layer of, you know, coming together with a dual side, and oftentimes that comes through love and, you know, finding people and things that you're passionate about that kind of make you want to listen to that opinion. So with divorce here, it makes me feel like there was some type of moment like this, like maybe this person was kind of tempted into a situation with you where they are challenging their own thoughts and their own ways of how they should be perceiving people in relationships and going about things in general. I think this person has gone through a lot of things that make them kind of cold and callous and aloof sometimes, and that could be a common cycle that they have, that I feel like you are breaking in them. Honestly, with divorce and lovers, like there's something here where you guys had a situation that really opened this person's eyes, and in a somewhat brutal way, because, you know, a lot of the time when you get triggered into this awakening, it brings you right into these regressive cycles, and it feels like this person kind of went a little regressive with what they were doing. That's why we see the Page of Pentacles with give it time. It feels like this person is shook and they have to like re-nurture themselves and kind of watch the new take that they have grow into something a little bit more steady and stable. With yes here in the Four of Pentacles, like I said, it feels like this person is holding on to you and holding on to the hope that maybe potentially that feeling is reciprocated. I feel like this person would never ask you to wait for them, but there's a part of them that really hopes that you do, and hopes that you have patience and are kind of gracious with them while they uncover this sort of deeper pattern that's going on within them. Because like I said, this aloofness, this coldness, this like almost meticulousness in the way that they operate has served them well for so many different scenarios and reasons within their life, but with you it's different. And I think it's because they're finally finding an equal, finally finding someone that they respect enough to listen to their opinion. And that's big for this person. I feel like they don't necessarily like encourage this sort of behavior. I feel like most of the time when people come into their world and try to deliver information, they're just like, no, I don't want to hear it. Like there's a lot of tension that comes from connections because of this situation. So maybe this person grew up in an environment that was very hostile. Maybe that's, maybe they did experience a divorce in their childhood or in their own life in general, or some sort of big moment where they watch basically two people, whether it's them or other people in their life, have this sort of like power struggle when it came to perspectives. And I think that is a cycle that this person has found themselves in. And I think they know that this is not a practical way to go about relationships. And so that's why, like I said, there's this level of like graciousness that they're asking from you. And they want you to consider that maybe, what they're going through is supposed to build them to be better for you. Like there's something here that like is kind of an unspoken like contract, which is funny I say that because the Lovers is very much soulmate, twin flame sort of energy where you are able to have that kind of soul tie that, bridges the gap. It gives you inspiration to be a better person and inspires you to do that in ways that you would have expected, and that's the kind of falling in love and having someone change your mind and change your preferences and opinions, in a very like healthy, normal relationship. That happens a lot. There's a sort of give and take, whereas it feels like this person is really resistant to that. They really don't know the value of those certain things until time has passed and they're like, oh yeah, this person was right. So it does feel like that is kind of their main thoughts when it comes to you right now. So let me pull more cards for some more information here. All right, we have chaos. Yep, we have love, unstable. One more. And we have negative. Okay, so this is really interesting to me because like I said, like the chaos here, like this person, and notice there's a bird in this card. And birds bring messages. They bring in information. They're, it's air sign sort of energy. So this person mind is going crazy about this connection. Something you said, something you did, maybe if you guys did have a split or there's some sort of separation right now too, that could have caused this person a lot of mental chaos because, like I said, they operated from a place of pattern and regressed instinct. I feel like this person learned how to love in a way that maybe wasn't so stable, and it's taken them a lot of tries to perfect it and really find a positive like feeling about it. It seems like, with negative there, I feel like this person doesn't necessarily know, where this connection stands. And that's what I think makes this person act out in this cyclical behavior, this pattern that they do, where it kind of invokes a sort of chaos for them to realize how much love they actually have in the first place in a situation. With negative here, it's always interesting to me because it's like filling spaces. So I feel like this person has a clouded view on if you will wait for them or not, or if there will be a solution to this problem. I think this person can be really set in their ways, but like has that, there's something about them that like they're never going to lose themselves in a relationship, and maybe that's what causes them to really fight back. But I'm feeling here that there is some part of them that is, like I said, like can see a stable love opportunity here, and maybe they're realizing, they have part of the problem. I think a lot of it comes through you being their counterpart and their opposite in a lot of ways. Like I think there's a part of you that is very much eager to try something new and do something different and explain yourself. Like there's an openness to you that I think this person really admires, and they see that as interesting. I think you could be someone that's very crafty, or just has a lot of like time on your hands to do creative projects or do something, maybe you don't have a lot of time on your hands, but you make time for these more impassioned parts of your life. And I think that's something this person has kind of backed away from, like I said, out of fear, out of, not seeing love displayed in a way that really resonates for them. So seeing you live that out, it's triggering, and it's funny how sometimes we can see exactly what we want, but it doesn't make us feel good. It can make us feel, triggered is the best way to put it. So I think that's a big struggle that this person is dealing with when it comes to you right now, but it doesn't mean that they don't know your validity. They are very aware that you come from kind of a stable background, or there's something about you that is very concrete. Maybe you've been through hard things as well, and you still know how to like find the positive in it. So there's something about this person that is really admiring that, but doesn't always feel that same optimism about things, maybe because of this chaos that is happening in their mind. So let me pull you some quick advice, and then we'll dive into their intentions when it comes to this connection. Alrighty. We have hold your vision. Exactly. So like I said, there's an unspoken thing here where I think this person wants you to hold out for them. And on the back of the deck, we do have your hard work is paying off. So I think there is something here where there was some kind of separation or something, where you guys had some sort of riff, and it feels like things are really coming together because of that. I think you were honest. I think you spoke your truth. I think you held your vision, and this is just confirmation for you to keep doing that. And if you do see a future with this person, no matter what kind of situation you're in right now, this is a good omen that things will keep going, basically, and that you holding on to this vision, it will manifest. It's not always about force. Sometimes we just need to kind of leave space, and leaving space is holding a vision tightly to your heart. So, and that's what we're seeing over here. So there's a lot of potential here for sure. And I'm curious to see what the current intentions from this person are when it comes to this relationship. Let's see. We have Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. We have Wealth. We have Bull, which is do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Exactly. What did I tell you that you were doing? You did just that. And then we have the Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Okay, I cannot make this up. I literally just said like half of these things. Like the solid foundation thing, that's hilarious. Let me get one more. Then we have Feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. Okay, so this is really interesting. So it feels like this person... it's funny because I mentioned the bird thing here and with the feather. This is exactly it. Their cycle of being undependable and insincere happens when they get entered into this chaotic state. When they get triggered, that's where they go. That's what it is. But here's the thing. That's not what this relationship is to them. And that's what they're starting to realize, is that they're the kind of dense energy here. And it's because of their point of view. I think it's because you guys can be talking about the same thing and they almost expect you to mirror their vibe with it. But instead of that, you like it said here with Bull, you didn't back down from opposition. You showed strength and fortitude. You showed grace. You showed a willingness to cooperate. Like you stayed on the right path, essentially. You didn't get diverted just because they acted up or, they were insincere or foolish or something like that. Like there's something about this relationship. And, maybe the lightheartedness and maybe the wealth that you both feel from each other through this relationship, the abundance, there's something here where it's like, despite this, I feel like you guys push through. And I think your, bull energy compared to their, like, bird energy, pardon the comparison, but it feels like you guys can be a really good match for each other. And it feels like their current intentions for this relationship with the Tower here is recognizing that opposites do attract. And I think that their current intentions moving forward show that they want to keep this going on the right route. They don't want to minimize you. They don't ever want you to feel like you shouldn't stand your ground. And I think they're starting to realize maybe more of the opportunities that they have when it comes to building something with you, because you do keep things lighthearted. You do make things pretty carefree. You know, you're straightforward and to the point when you need to be, but it's not like you hold grudges or pain like this person is kind of used to almost. So I feel like there is a lot of positive energy here that is headed your way. I just feels like you might need to, you know, I think you both are in the spirit, like this, the spirit is what I was saying, but this energy of being just very like grace is the biggest thing. Like it keeps coming back to that me. Like you guys are both understanding that someone can do things the complete opposite as you, but for some reason there's some sustainability in that, and there's something more to give from that. I feel like you guys, like I said, are really good counterparts, so in the future there's a lot of positive direction towards understanding the power of that, because like I said, sometimes this person can get weighed down and heavy because of their own issues, but it's their own thinking and whatnot. So you coming through and being kind of like a light force that doesn't back down for anything, like you guys are well put together, because this person, you get them out of their logical energy, but I feel like they also, you know, give you reasons to express your strength, and that is a really nice, like, complementary vibe towards each other. So the future of this connection does seem to show some positive building and also some probably shocking changes to their behavior, because they're starting to value, you know, the lightheartedness that you offer in this connection. So that being said, group 2, I hope this message resonated for you, and if it did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more intuitively channeled messages like this. If you want to book a personal reading with me, just check out the link below as always to my snip feed, or you can DM me on Instagram, whatever works for you. But otherwise, I'm going to skedaddle, and I will see you guys in a later reading. Peace. Hey group 3, let's get started with your pick a card tarot reading, all about their current thoughts and feelings about you and what are their intentions when it comes to this relationship. Let's place the tarot to get started. We have the 10 of Wands, the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Fool. Clarified by, we have Manifest, Love Spell, Air Sign, and Communicate. Okay. So this is interesting. Right away, this person has something that they want to get off their chest when it comes to you, but for some reason, they feel like they need to move mountains before that, which is super annoying. I can understand why you're even here for this reading, because I think this person, you know, they verbally tell you, you are the best. You're like, they're under your spell or something like that. And there's something about them that is really like quick to deliver like kind of these hopes and potentials that they might have. Like they feel very positive about this relationship, but for some reason, like I said, they need to move mountains. So what's interesting here is I feel like they almost don't want to tell you this, because they don't want to seem like they don't have their shit together. Because like I said, if they're in this feeling this impression that you have kind of swept them off their feet, you know, there's something here where they have to maintain their status. So I feel like because this person like gives you compliments or, you know, hypes you up a lot, it's like for them to come to you and be like, oh, I'm so burdened by all of this. Like they feel like it is such a blow to the situation. So like a lot of them don't want to talk about it. And maybe for a few of you, there are some like small little talks about it, you know, where they're just like, yeah, I'm just like waiting for this to be done or waiting. But there's always like a deadline that this person's waiting to get up. And it always feels like it's there. Like that's the thing about this person, is I feel like the deadline keeps moving. So they do have something that they really want to say though. So I want to get more clarity on what exactly that may be. Yeah, we have withholding. Exactly. Like I said, this person is really not in the state to express all that they're going through, and maybe not able to give you more than, you know, compliments or just like approval. Like there's something about this person that is very like surface level on purpose. We have unworthy, Yeah, this makes me think of like somebody, like I said, like they can't spill their beans because they feel unworthy compared to how much they hyped you up. Like there's something where it's like, if I were to explain this situation I'm in, that I'm trying to get out of, like it's going to make me seem like I don't have, you know, X, Y, and Z when they really, you know, want to have that. So we have shadow, and then we also have ending. And the back of the deck is beauty. So again, really attracted to you. I mean, I'm sure you know that. But with shadow here and, you know, with the Ace of Swords and the air sign card, it makes me feel like this person kind of deflects, like, their situation. I feel like maybe their attention that they give to you is a way for them to not be worried about their own life and their own situations. You know, and with ending too, with the communication and the Fool, there's something here where like this person, I feel like, you know, this kind of relates to like as you age. Like if this is like a man who's like getting more middle-aged, or like just aging more in general, or like has aged out of certain things from when they were younger, I feel like there is something about that that really gets to this person and makes them feel kind of like on the shelf. So with ending here, it makes ending with Fool, communicate, like that whole energy makes me feel like maybe that's what they are struggling with, and they haven't really maybe recognized that in themselves since it's their shadow. This person, a lot of their thoughts when it comes to you is like that they're not enough and that they don't have what it takes, and that, you know, it's the very self-limiting beliefs. And I think that comes through, like I said, this person almost trying to overcompensate for, you know, where they're at in life, like how old they are, or, you know, if they've been in a certain position, like a job for a long amount of time or something. Like they want to show something for themselves, and for some reason they feel like they don't do that very well other than through words. So, you know, this person might have a lot of things to say to you but no actions to follow it up, probably because they have too much on their plate. You know, it's like I said, the deadline is always moving for this person, and they never feel successful. They never feel like they have enough to offer. So I kind of want to see like what is so troubling with this energy as it relates to you. 7th house, Queen Cups. Yeah, I feel like this person just doesn't feel like they're cut out for what you would want. Like there's something here where you're just not, like this person's not ready for you. With the Queen Cups in the 7th house, I feel like they have so much stuff going on behind the scenes that they don't even want to like focus on relationships. So there's a part of them that really can like do the dance, whatever, but like it's kind of something that they'll like leave on the back burner, and not because of, you know, you or anything like that. This person seems to be really self-focused, despite, you know, the generosity that they might offer you. It feels like within they have a lot more complexity to them that might not always be like productive when it comes to relationships. I think this person's feelings have a lot of baggage attached to them, honestly. Like they don't necessarily want you to know this though, and I think that only makes the baggage heavier, makes them seem more mysterious, and makes them, in your eyes, almost seem more unworthy, because they're like hiding a part of themselves and they're making themselves out to be someone that they're not. Like they're only telling half the story. And so I think that's what makes this kind of a confusing relationship for you, because, you know, when someone is that self-focused but has a giving energy to them when it comes to like their words, it can be very confusing. So like that's why I'm trying to like get it out, like just the way that I'm saying it. I feel like this person like doesn't even want to explain themselves. You know, when I was brought up this whole thing right here, when I brought out these astro cards, I literally was like sitting there rubbing my temples, like stressed out, like just, it almost like bursted out of my mouth. Like it's like that's how this person feels right now, is they're like, I'm so strained, like I've had so much going on, like do I really need to just, you know, do this extra thing? Like there's a part of them that's kind of like resentful or begrudging is kind of a good word for it, you know, like, and it's not necessarily like, I feel like this person doesn't think they need to do more with you than what they're already doing. Like, there's a part of them that I should say that has that mindset, because in their head, like, I think with the way that energy kind of expelled out of me, it almost feels like this person, like, you know, is cheering you on and, like I said, hyping you up. But then, like, when you're like, okay, but, like, would you want to spend time with me? And they're like, okay, but why would I, like, I'm already doing so much, sort of thing. Like, I already tell you you're pretty every day. Why do you need to know this, that, or the other thing? Why do you know what's going on in my life? Like, that's what it feels like is coming from this person. And it's a defense mechanism for sure, because they, like I said, have a very complex situation going on within that they really don't tell a lot of people about in general, because they're really hopeful that it's going to change. But because they are kind of not living in their glory days necessarily, but really stuck on the fact that that has kind of passed them by in their own eyes. Like, and that's the thing, is like, I don't think that's necessarily true. Like, there's a ton of people that say that they're like peaking more in their 40s and 50s. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, this person, their mindset, if they actually shared it, it would probably bring a lot of relief to them and, you know, people that associate with them, because then they understand, like, the pressures that this person is going through. But right now it feels like they're just carrying that weight, and they're letting that kind of keep things, like I said, surface level with this relationship, where they're, you know, they're sweet to you and they can offer you compliments, but that's about it. Like, there's not much substance this person has to offer to other people, because they really are afraid of their shadow side. They don't know how to really connect to this part of themselves, because, like, you know, this person's really struggling with, like, an inner child, inner parent sort of dynamic, where they're becoming more of that inner parent, but now they're, like, looking back at the child, like, in a jealous mindset. Like, this person, you know, they don't even have to have kids for that to be how it plays out. Like, it can just be a complete inner dynamic. So that's what I'm kind of seeing be the case here. So let me get you some advice, and then we'll pull the intentions this person has for this connection. Ooh. Dropped her down. Alrighty. We have communication is key. Exactly. This person is not willing to communicate. You can't force them. And then we have the energy is gaining momentum. Exactly. So if this person, you know, feels revved up and warmed up to you, I feel like they might actually get to that point where they can say something to you. But, you know, it might take you kind of like just having more of a natural kind of conversation with them. One where you are able to, you know, ask questions but not pry. Like, there's something here about your intention when it's time to connect, when you feel the momentum of, like, them starting to open up. Like, just know that you are not trying to pry information, that you truly just want to communicate with this person. Like, I think there's some kind of non-judgment code that this person really seeks out when they are talking about their inner world. So as long as you kind of feel that you're building that momentum, I feel like you might actually be able to open this person up a little bit. So let's see our intentions from this person for this connection. Alrighty, we have July coming up. So either you guys like met in July, or July is like a significant kind of time of year for you. This also gives me Leo energy. So maybe this person either is a Leo, has Leo on their chart, or you do. But also something here with like their ego and that being a big thing here. So we have mountain. Oh my gosh. I'm shaking in my chair. That's crazy. I literally said this person feels like they need to climb mountains. So you are on the road to success. We have V, which is victory in some endeavor. We have grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. That's a weird way to put that. We have mice, discord amongst friends and family. We have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Eagle, triumph over troubles, obstacles, and not unsuccessful plans. Okay, this is interesting because we have a lot here that's saying there's like success and that there's growth and that there's maybe a new beginning that can happen here. But like I said, it all comes from this good intention when we see her with the good plans and hard work. So Eagle obviously said triumphs over troubles. So it makes me feel like the future of this connection is to really get a hold on these mountains that this person's trying to move. And, you know, I think that there's something about it where, like I said, like with all this work comes a little bit of them needing to talk about it. And maybe, you know, with this being saying discourse among friends and family, maybe this person really is starting to feel walled in, like they can't talk to their friends and family about the things that are going on. Maybe the friends and family are part of the problem. So, you know, again, this could be your in on, you know, connecting with them more. You notice that they start to want to talk about like their friends or family or like weighted situations. It does seem like I said, like there will be an opportunity for you to communicate with that. Now, with the knot here and it being like a broken knot that says unsuccessful plans, something here, you know, I feel like there will be failed attempts. I feel like there will be moments where this person is unable to pull through for you. But that, like, again, might have a lot to do with these mountains that are happening behind the scenes. But it doesn't mean that this person isn't going to try to sort of plant their seed when it comes to you. Like, it feels like they, you know, might have to go away from time to time or like focus on other things from time to time. But at the end of the day, I think they feel really happy with you. And I feel like they find a lot of joy in your energy and really feel like you have the potential to sort of like help them through this. Now, the willingness that they're going to have to kind of let you in will vary from person to person. But like I said, you know, I think just because maybe one attempt fails with this person, I think you will have a lot of other opportunities that you will find that they are a lot more willing to open up, because this person has a lot of little shadows that they keep to themselves. So, you know, their current intentions are a lot of things that are like, well, you'll just have to wait and see. You'll just have to see how things pan out, because I think this person's life, it can be very volatile at times. The situations that they're in, the people that they're dealing with, you know, unrelated to you. So this person's current intentions, like I said, you know, it's when the time happens, like they're just going to be really hopeful that you are going to be reciprocating and, you know, give them that sort of boost that they're looking for. Because at the end of the day, like I said, there will be opportunities for this person to open up, but you know, there's that plan that needs to happen on your end of really knowing if you're coming correctly or not to this person, because they will check you on that if you do not. So that being said, group 3, that is your message for today's reading. If you like this reading, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more intuitively channeled messages like this. If you want to book a personal reading, check out the link below as always to my snip feed. Otherwise, I'm gonna skedaddle and I'll see you guys in a later video. Peace.